In a small town courthouse, shadows never lie. I'm standing tall with truth by my side. Families torn apart by secret sunset, but I'm turning the page, bringing light instead. Whispers in the night, they echo through the halls, from broken-hearted children behind those walls. I'd bring their voices to the door of justice met. Swore I'd turn the page, not let them forget. Whispers in the night, they echo through the halls, from broken-hearted children behind those walls. I bring their voices to the door of justice met. Swore I'd turn the page, not let them forget. Turning the page for every family scarred, exposing the lies, no matter how hard, for the mothers, the fathers, the kids left behind. Turning the page with a clear state of mind. Behind every file, there's a story untold, of dreams that were shattered, of hearts growing cold. I'm here to right the wrongs with a burning rage. Step by step, I'm turning the page. No more tears in silence, no more cries unheard. Every action taken now by justice spurred, for those who've been broken, who've lost their will to fight. I'm turning the page, bringing them to life.
In the heart of our great nation, where the strength of our communities is built upon the foundation of strong and loving families, an urgent crisis is unfolding. Child Protective Services, CPS, an institution designed to safeguard our most vulnerable, has in many cases betrayed its noble mission. Too often, families are torn apart not by neglect or abuse, but by systemic failures and corruption. We can no longer stand idly by as these injustices continue. We are here to give a voice to those who have been isolated, to shine a light on the corruption, and to rally our fellow citizens in this critical fight for justice. Every day, countless families are caught in a web of bureaucracy and abuse of power, their lives disrupted and their bonds shattered. Children, who should be nurtured and protected, are instead placed in situations that can be just as, if not more, harmful than the circumstances from which they were taken. Parents, often bewildered and powerless, face insurmountable odds as they fight to reunite with their children. This is not the America we believe in. We cannot allow these injustices to persist. Our mission is to educate, to inform, and to inspire action. We promise to bring you daily updates on CPS, exposing the truth and fighting for reform. We must remember that the future of our nation depends on the strength and unity of our families. By standing together, we can hold CPS accountable and ensure that it fulfills its true purpose, protecting children and preserving families. This is a fight we must not and will not lose. We are committed to saving our families and securing a brighter future for all. The road ahead is challenging, but with your support, we can make a difference. Together, we will bring hope to those who have lost it and ensure that justice prevails. Let us unite with unwavering resolve and a sense of patriotic duty to safeguard the integrity of our families and the future of our nation.
Good evening, everyone. You are watching Turn the Page with Kim Page. I'm your host, Kim Page. Thanks for being patient with me over the past couple of weeks. I started a new position and it kind of had me on a really screwed up schedule. This week is going to be the last week of that really messed up schedule. Next week should be back to normal. But we're going to do what we can this week to get a couple of shows in and see how things are going with you guys. So last week, we had a guest, Larry Baker, on. Larry's us again tonight. We had a couple other things that we wanted to talk about last week, and unfortunately, he ended up losing battery power. So we're gonna try to finish that up tonight. Hey, Jonathan, how are you? Hey, Athena. So, without further ado, let's bring on Larry. There we go, Larry. Hey, how are you?
Really good. So how's everybody doing
Awesome,
tonight?
awesome.
Where will we start
I'm
off at?
doing pretty good. I'm exhausted. This let's see. I think that we were talking about you've got plans for something in Selma here coming up in the next couple of months.
I found out today when I went to this luncheon at Longhorn Roadhouse here in Chattanooga City. This is a tax write-off. A civil rights movement is a tax write-off, but I got to look into more of it with this guy, this tax guy. What I saw today said, yeah, it is a tax write-off, but you'll refer me to somebody else. So you asked me what will bring people out. How can you get a crowd?
Hmm.
Well, if they get paid from their jobs and make it a tax write-off, they can do that. That's the biggest problem and grab their people to get stuff done. Because I noticed I've been to every state. We all spread it out. We all for the same cause. I bring children home, um, making DC hold accountable, um, having them stand up and be judged for their actions. So now I lost my daughters. I know a lot of people around the world have lost their kids coming in with parents' rights. So I got to call them tomorrow to find out more details. So I'm not saying this is okay and good yet until I learn more about it. And then it's June and July. We'll talk to the people on my way going to DC for March of Dimes next month, 5th and 6th. I do volunteer work for them. And so if this does turn out to be good, it'd be a blessing. The blessing have been asked by God. So if you ask me what would it take to get people to come down there, so I've been looking into that though myself. Because if we could pay for the people to come down there and they know they can keep their job, get a paycheck, and it's a big tax write-off, well then they will come in because they don't have to worry about their job, they don't have to worry about their check. So, let's pray to God. So times have changed and tax brackets have changed for us too. So now we just have to wait and see tomorrow. I will text you and let you know when I call them in the morning. We had dinner at Longhorn Roadhouse down here in Chattanooga City. It was a retirement plan and 401k and what they could do with your dollars. He was a tax expert, but he wasn't his professional field, but he knew somebody who did it, so I told him what was going on. He said, now I would go. So we find out that Jesus was the father of three. He wanted to take his children right and all that stuff. No more coming to church. He liked it. He liked to sell kids. He liked that. And he said, hey, if the deal turn out right, let me know. And give him the text and give him the day. That's what I've been doing. And writing the legislators. I Terry Swell, the people one in Bama. And it's a tired job, but we are the missing voices for all those kids who are dying, moms, fathers who are around. So it's a lot of dads whose rights have been terminated because they feel like they ain't man enough to take care of you. They say women are more responsibility. I'm not knocking a woman, but I am knocking the subconscious of them because we're our fathers too. We know how to take responsibility off of just like y'all. So it's a tiring job. So that's about it. In my
Yeah,
world, it's like,
just because our rights been terminated doesn't mean we don't have still have children that need us to protect them and need us to fight for them. Those are still our babies. Just somebody has stolen them from us and they have given doesn't mean we are absolved for protecting those children. They are our offspring. They are our responsibility. God gave us those children, and we have got to do everything we can to protect those babies from the abuse that they're suffering at the hands of the fosters, they're suffering from the system. And the thing is not only do these kids suffer abuse from the fosters and from CPS, when these children are exposed in school as being foster children, a lot of them are victimized another time teachers, by their classmates, by their soccer coach, by their football coach, by their scout leader. Our children are looked at as almost like lepers because they're foster children. They're looked at as less than because they're oh, you were abused, so you're not worthy of having the same type of love as somebody who wasn't.
Right. I never abused my children. I was falsely lied upon. Like I said before, um, we need to, as parents, they punish us. They try to control us by stealing our
Mhm.
kids away from us. That's a known fact. Take your kids, punish the parents, control the parents. And if you don't do what we say, most likely you're going to fall off the earth, do drugs, and forget about them and just start a new family with them. I have saw a lot of tragedy with parents and moms and fathers starting new families, but you haven't finished the door you left open with DCFS when they stole your children to get them back. Then years later they say you never cared about me. You're gonna say I did. Show me the paperwork. Show me that you cared about me. Show me that you tried to get me back. Um, so
Mhm.
that's the main thing, especially in communities, a man leaving the women to go through it. And she said, well, if you don't care, I get it, then you want to come back to the kids right later, but you never cared to come back. It's like women. So it's 50-50 on that. A lot of kids feel resentment. So we as parents, control that next level into life when we pass on. We got to make sure our community is safe, our children are safe, no more termination of parents' rights. You know, they're making new bills about advocacy being there instead of CASA. Now, I like that one, what Connie said. We need more advocates to support parents who are going through the system. It's like me, I'm going to Chicago pretty soon. Jerry, Logan, I want to hear his story. So, to see what's going on. You're like, it's an old case. It's charging them though. But then, you got this other lady. I told her to get a extended stay. Just been executed by termination of parents' life. So, but she said everything was scuffle, but she ready to hear back from me. So these are real parents that terminate back in their finish their services. They're still our kids not giving no reason back. They're coming up with a power puff excuse to take our kids from us. That's where our problem comes in because we need to focus on what is they doing to us, how they're acting to us. Like my case came out of Kent, Washington, and I'm out of Seattle, Washington, in county. So I told Adam Smith, Congressman, look what they doing to me. He said, "Oh, nice children." I So beyond that, it's like, okay, you really don't care about a black single father and two daughters being broken up. And the mom passed away, she dead because she took her own life because she knows she wanted her daughter's life. So I look at it like that's a big problem in the community. Your mom is victim in suicide, dad committing suicide because they don't got their kids, they terminated parents' rights. Kids come orphans. Anybody can adopt our children now. So as I look at this reminiscence of it, I see you online, I see Connie online, I see Leslie Wallace Martin, I see Martha Wilson Martin, Denver, Colorado, I see Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Wisconsin, um, Harlem. I see all these states we just spread it out so much that we all need to get together and voice our opinion. That's the major thing how they got it. They separated to and conflict. The conflict is not that. They beating us at our own game. We do all these talk shows, but we all got together.
Yep.
We could beat the system. The system, you got so many loopholes, so many
You're
tricks.
right. And
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tim.
we've got too many parents and too many advocates who are fighting against each other and uniting, and that's the biggest thing. I've said it a million times when it comes to just this country itself, with the racial divide. You know, there's really not this race to make us think that there is. But the reason that they're trying
Well, the
to
race,
make it seem like race is as big of a problem as it is because if we're divided, we're easier to conquer. So they're gonna sit there and say that because I, as a white woman, I'm a white woman, I automatically hate you because you're a black man. They're gonna say that regardless. You and I talk all the time. Become friends. I don't hate you. I love you to death. And I think you feel the same way about me. But they're going to say that because I'm a white woman and you're a black man, we hate each other because they want to bring us down. And the only way to do that is to divide us. So they do the same thing with these
yeah,
advocates. These advocates are fighting amongst themselves and we're just dividing ourselves. We're never going to win if we're divided.
yeah. Old Crusade said, as I study my enemies, I see their weaknesses. Genghis Khan, he was a good warrior and a philosopher at the same time. So if we all got together and it ain't about color now, it's about like children. That's prideful.
Hmm.
See, that's ignorance. And that's stupidity. If you fall for that old really lynch mob trap, not a black really lynch mob, white really mob, Italian really lynch mob, the Syrian really lynch mob, Latin American really lynch mob, Irish really lynch mob, Amish really lynch mob. If you fall for that trap, they beat us. So if we come together with rainbow color and show our true color, how much we love our children, we beat the system. That's what I
Absolutely.
preach all the time. That's what I try to reach out to every color I talk to who shouldn't be in the same place. Oh no, I don't want to go to this. It's like no, it's not about black. It's about rainbow color. America wasn't built on black. Wasn't built on white, Italian, Sicilian, Irish, Amish. It was built on rainbow color. But now they focus on our children. This system
Hmm.
do about act against the American people. This system is a Holocaust system. So I'm going to send a letter to a Dallas for Holocaust system. I talked to people who 90 years old who went through the Holocaust system, a Jew. So y'all say it's the Holocaust system. These are acts, what stands by Holocaust system. What will a person know be a Jew been through the Holocaust system? Um, to get a better profile of it. Because see, that they said what they was doing to the Jews, they wasn't lynching them, they wasn't killing them, they wasn't separating, taking the baby from them to experimental drugs on them. And then I said, but they did. These are war crimes for here in America, but America don't look at it like
Hmm.
that. They don't look at they don't look at the suffering for the children. My daddy and mommy don't love me no more, and turn resentment on this. Then the foster mom didn't know they don't love me. The house is doing whatever. I'm here fighting for my daughters every day. We got to try to come up with a new way, a new idea to get my daughters back. And talk to a lot of people everywhere. Like, let's do a big march. So I'm saying, okay, how can I get this together? I'm new at this game. You older than me, being an advocate. I learned from you, Kim. I learned from everybody in the world how to be a proper advocate to get these people staged on stage. So everybody ain't gonna like this now. They gonna hate us because we
Hmm.
going to this DCFS, a Department of Children, Youth, and Family Services. So now, all these moms, we outnumber them if we all got together. We are ranking, we outnumber
Hmm.
them. We have more experience in the system. We know about the system. We can quote words and words, laws and laws. But until we get American eyes set on that bridge on us, how we gonna get stuff done? That's the most important
Right.
part. This is, okay. When you think of Selma, Alabama, that was Bloody Sunday, voters' rights.
Mhm.
And that's where the selling buses at. That's where we came together. Freedom Riders, grassroots. Now we go to the same library, eat at the same diner. Our money changes, but not just quite right because we're as people is not having it that way because we're still fighting the system. When we start fighting
Mhm.
DCFSS and push together, we can hold everything together as a unit. Some people laugh at us, call us crazy. Well, when we were asking for equal pay, start eating around the house and getting stood at the back house and sitting in separate restaurants where you had whites, you had blacks sitting right here, and you couldn't sit together when they had concerts. That was crazy. When you had the blacks separated in court, whites down there in court, and everything turned off, free all the white men who committed murder. That was crazy. But at times we push for movement for equal justice, because it wasn't just black men. So that you had whites, you had Jews fighting for that, you had farmers fighting for that. So as the world got more into it and we made a major movement on that bridge, everything came together. So became bills, became laws. We had advocates who 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 study each other race. James Caan said, as I know each race, I know who to play with and who not to play. We are advocates. They think we can just play with us. And our babies are dying in sin for constantly, constantly. 6.4 billion. And I'm gonna go to DC and try to get the statistic of how much it is. They said it went higher. I don't know yet. But my focus on three different new bakers. 5 and 6, 6 and 5, 6 and 7 now. So I've been raising my daughters all by myself. So they stole them from me. So another kidnapping for me. People hate to address it the right way, but that's how it is. I got all my paperwork. Um, I got a stack of paperwork, but it's in my bag right now. So, as I said, these kids are dying and really paying for being punished for the stuff what we do when we corrected our mistakes. We got all this negativity, but now we got all this positive negativity. We can't question it. We did services above and beyond. We stepped the challenge and we did everything what we had to do to prove that we are fit to become parents and raise our children, and they still deny us. And we want justice, we want answers.
Absolutely.
We talk about where we need to get them back.
So let me ask you a
So,
question, Larry. Did you hear about what the Doge found out today about the Social Security Administration? Did you hear
no, I
about
wasn't
that?
paying attention. I was still in.
Okay, so the Social Security Administration, according to the numbers that Doge found out, and you well as I do, and everybody else knows that the Social Security Administration, that's where the funds come that go to pay CPS for trafficking our children. Four to six thousand
No,
dollars per month per child that's in foster care. So according to Doge, they actually went through some of the stuff, and one of the things that they found out is there are 394 million active recipients of Social Security disability benefits. But in the United States, there's only 334 million people living in this country, citizens living in this country. They found that over 400,000 people were between the ages recipients of Social Security disability were over the age or between the ages of 100 and 109. From the ages of 100 to 369, there are 21 million people that fall into those age categories. So
so how can
people
we
are, wondering where this Social Security money comes from. That's how they're hiding our children behind the numbers.
behind the numbers and the racketeering gang of our children? That's how it's a
Yeah,
racketeering gang. Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
this is
exactly.
bigger and everything. But we can have all those questions answered though too though. Um, that's ludicrous right there. That messed up behavior because how they put money in dollars for our kids. So how will we handle that though? Yeah, as we advocate that and how they use the Social Security money to cover this up, how will we be able to deal with this issue as it progresses until we get it in our face? And everybody talk about that and have never really addressed that issue yet. So what would you think about it? You have to do
You
more
know,
study than me.
honestly, honestly, hey Vinny, I'm gonna send you that picture that I had with that figure that I saw from Doge. If you want to put it on the screen. You know,
Yeah,
the biggest thing, we're not gonna be able to change anything at all until people become more educated as to what actually is happening.
right.
You know, we're fighting this system of CPS, and the thing is we're not just fighting CPS. We're also fighting the rest of the citizens of this country who believe is actually doing good. That's protecting children. These people that have this idea that um, CPS doesn't take your children unless you did something. You know, your CPS doesn't just take children from parents. And until we get people to see the truth, this battle is going to continue to be an uphill battle. Once we can finally get people to understand the truth about what's going on, I think that it's going to be easier for us to bring them down. And that's regardless of whether it's this figure of the social security money or Medicaid fraud or what have you, until we have senators and congressmen s- eh, showing these figures and showing that what we've been saying all along is the truth, it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, that's why I say Connie, she go up to DC and dress herself. Amanda Wallace do it on the weekend, and she down there in Durham, North Carolina, on the committee board of North Carolina.
Oh,
Martha
she's
and
Tennessee.
yeah, she's Tennessee. So then we just
Yep.
talked to Kenneth Purcell in Bama. He's from out of Montgomery. So these are states really don't have this.
Yep.
The system don't work. Just like Tennessee, Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon is the one that actually working in our favor, but winning in Portland, Oregon. California, all these states still have the same problem. But the people say the system works. The kids got taken away for a reason. But my kids got taken away from me because there was a sting operation at 816 Prospect Avenue, North Kent, Washington. Chinese man hopped in the back. I got I got a Chinese woman came out of Seattle, Washington, Chinatown, and I got two white boys who work. And I heard her say we would take a we would do a joint committee hearing in Washington D.C. to let them know about my case. They do steal your kids not because you was violent, you was wrong or drunk or was on drugs. They take your kids because what you have seen when the police try to do something, the police did to me. That's how they got my kids. They're still trying to cover this up for today, but I got witnesses. So I'm waiting for. I got a letter back from the Justice Department, criminal defense up in Washington D.C. I've been hitting um, the Justice Department. Everybody you can think of in Washington D.C. I'm in Washington D.C. now. I've been hitting everybody up. And they hit me back, so okay, hit me this, hit this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. So I've been doing their work for me, but now it's a way back. They say you get your kids back at a certain age. Okay, when your daughter kids want to see you, okay, but I should never lost my kids in the first place. Half of the parents who never have lost our kids in the first place when you do the surface. So now, question is, it's it's a breach of contract. Bottom line, it's a breach of contract.
Hmm.
You have the governor, you have the governor still on it, or whatever states you're in. Now you have the judges, you have CASA, you have the prosecution, you have the public defender, you have CASA, then you have you have the parents, the classes you went through, all these kinds of papers on that paper saying you did good, but they still come in. This is called a breach of contract. It's not the contract to do your services, it's a breach of contract. Bottom line,
Yep. It is.
that's a fraud.
It is.
It's
And,
just messed
you know,
up.
the thing that really gets me the most is the fact that if you look at most of these documents that are filed, um, they're filed showing that the Attorney General of each state is the counsel for CPS. And, you know, that right there is a conflict of interest within itself because the Attorney General is only supposed to represent the in criminal matters, but they're representing the state. That's a conflict of interest. They're not supposed to represent a private entity. They're only supposed to represent the people of the state, and they're supposed to protect the people of the state's interests the state being violated in a criminal capacity. You know, if I go and rob a bank or if I go and murder somebody, that's harming the public. So, you know, they're in there doing that. And you know, Athena, you just said something about your state senators have repeatedly told you that there's nothing they can do. See, here's what you have to do when it's that situation. It's not that there's nothing they can do. It's one of two things. Either they don't want to do anything because they're part of the problem, or they don't know that there is something they can do. A lot of these senators are not attorneys. And so they don't have the knowledge of how the system works from a legal perspective. They don't know that they can do something. So if you want them to do something, don't go talk to them and just tell them this is what's going on, please do something. Go to them with a plan of action on what they can do. Show them
Right.
what needs to be done and how to take those steps to get it done. When you do that,
So they have,
then they can't say, well, there's nothing I can do. If you prove to them there is something that can be done, then they have no choice but to act.
yes, they do. Attorney General
You
plays
know,
a
the
big
other
part.
thing,
Like I said,
when you
go
go
ahead,
talk
sis.
to these folks, make sure you record them. Make sure you video your entire conversation with you going in there, you talking to them, you presenting them this evidence, you showing them this stuff or what they could do. Put it on YouTube, put it on Facebook, put it on TikTok. Show the world that you approach these representatives, the people that are supposed to be there for us. You showed them what they can do, how they can do it, and they still
Yeah,
refused. So that we can make sure that we
yeah. Look,
get them out of office so we can get somebody in office that actually will do what they're supposed to do.
they always say, it's out of their hands or they pass the buck. They're good at passing the buck. But the attorney general only still handle criminal cases, people who
Mhm.
want a life, people who are those people who committed heinous crime. But they in our business of getting our children back. Um, but they sign off on it though. It's still a
Mhm.
piece of contract. And they're all
Yep.
guilty of the children death. Yeah. 6.5 billion children dying. They said, a lady told me, said, you know, a kid die every 12 seconds in CPS hands. A kid get a physically abused, come up missing in CPS hands every minute. So as we fight for them, that's a lot. But then again, you must hold police and the system accountable too. The badges, the rubber badges. They do a lot of baby snatching. They don't go look at the CPS and say, hey, why am I taking this kid for? You give me this paperwork, let me go talk to his mom. Let me do mine, but they don't do their own investigation. They just say, okay, the caseworker said this. Oh, you have a phone call. So people come out. The first thing what caseworkers do, when they come out to a house, the house is, yeah, the house is unsafe for this baby. You could be a police officer. You could be a firefighter. You could be a doctor. You could be a skilled professional architect and married and got a perfect house, clean, safe, preventing everything. And it's still snatch your baby. So, but now that they was looking at
Yep.
poverty, now they're looking at this baby, the successful parents, people, parents who are living pink now, who bring home a six-figure, four-figure, driving a nice Benz, driving a Hummer. They're looking at this now too, the police officers, because the picture may be the same in the poor communities now. We woke up and said, "Look, we just watch our babies. Babies keeping in shelters, um, dad's not being there, or dad being there, mom ain't being there. So now they have to look at the middle class family and this class family. So now listen, they take my babies, they take this baby, and that baby. So it's not just poor class, it's rich class babies going in foster care now. They say, oh, they get it easy because they got their money. No, I'm easy at that. You know, I got that last say so. Just because you got money, we'll go buy a lawyer. 2 point, what is it, 250,000 for a lawyer now? Or 500. It's your bracket of your lawyer. We get public defenders from us. Shit, they can afford lawyers. The lady paid 12,000 foster care. She said, well, I need another 500. Then they said, well, no, I need another 5,000. You keep going because now you just move to Ninth Circuit Court. So when you go to the Ninth Circuit Court, 10th Circuit Court, Circuit Court, they want money. And you still lose.
Hmm.
So it's like it ain't in her favor. Um, as we look forward for the future of our children, where our parents at? What are we doing to correct the system? Bill Clinton in 1987, Bill Wright Act, they signed him and Hillary Clinton for the children, the SI Act, something like that. We still paying for that. So, we're finding a corrupt system here in America that need to be dealt with. Just like they ran up into the White House because they let us down. Donald Trump lost all that money and we had the coronavirus. It's a catapult. This is a catapult ready to blow up in each state. And they just don't know about it. This is ready to blow up because people are dying. Moms are killing themselves. Kids on their way coming up dead. Foster said, oh, can I get a Grover? Oh, I took that baby. Are they going to jail? I haven't. We
They
got that
need to.
many deaths. Yeah. And so it's like this. CASA is quick to terminate your right to do anything to cover up the real evidence. CPS is ready to terminate your rights, but there ain't no foster parents who want their children. So DCF have the right to do whatever they want to. The kids look at when your daddy has to father leaving mom, he says, look at your daddy, mama. Um, your dad, mama, kids, they go through a lot of mental trauma and everything. Because the parents ain't here. The bonding is broken. You need that bond. They don't think that's the daily game for parents not having a bonding with the children. And it hurts us as a parent. So when you wake up every morning and got your baby, I go on Twitter, I know I gotta fight for my baby. I'm not a quitter. Um, it's like going to DC, talking to the senators in your state, and I need my babies, so they look into your case. A lot of people don't understand that. You hold she said, after my baby can come home, I know. But then you thought, okay, I'm gonna go to South and they go look at, do they really send investigators to go look into the case? Do the senator take time, or Congress take time to sit down and say, okay, look, I'm gonna pull your back seat. Come back to Washington D.C. I'm gonna go everything what they told me. I want to hear your story. This is what they told me. Let's hear your story and what you did and didn't do. But they gonna leak paperwork out from it and not tell the truth. So let's say after you finish your service, okay, you did this, you did. They're gonna hold some of those evidence because they know you did it right. Um, so a lot of people have their rights reinstated because they held everything. So now we gotta make sure we keep all our paperwork in order to talk to, okay, look, this is really what happened. You need to really get my case. But we don't got nobody to stand up for that to understand what we are doing, righteous work. These people aren't just, it's just a mad game when it comes out like kids. And it's money and power. It's the biggest laundering scheme ever in America, the BCSF. Children and money. That's what they want. Subsidizing. We talk about subsidized housing. They're subsidizing our children and taking our children away, and they're getting bonuses for them. Every kid to the West, she pays get a bonus, supervisor get a bonus, the judge get a bonus, the prosecution, the public defender get a bonus. So this is how the game goes. How are we gonna stop that to get our kids back? I say focus on our kids, take everything at them, and let's bring them home. When I say I got moms, I got dads, I got children come up to me. I know who he is, Larry. He's fighting for us. We're gonna win this one. So I feel like this though. Um, we're too far out. We're too far out. We're not together like we should. We're here. We know the laws. We know the rules. We know the game. But are we ready to make that stand? What you need to do? Are we ready to make that civil
One of
rights
the
movement?
ways that and one of the ways that we can make that stand is the American Bar Association has been doing a workshop for the past couple of months.
Okay?
They actually have a workshop tomorrow. It is on any ending termination of parental rights.
Yeah.
It is tomorrow
Okay.
for the workshop, and then they're going to have. They're also supposed to be having a webinar. Um, excuse me. The webinar is tomorrow. And then they have a workshop central on the 24th. Vinny's gonna post the Bar Association's website. The link, if you'll go on there, you can actually register to participate in the webinar and or the workshop, and you can watch the webinar tomorrow. It's really
Um,
good to
the
participate in
bar.
this if you haven't participated in it. They want parents, they want advocates, they want attorneys, they want anybody who has any kind of knowledge and information about what's going on. They need suggestions. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get enough information from both a legal standpoint, but from a personal standpoint as well, so that they can actually bring this as a Supreme Court case to similar to like
Right.
the whole Roe versus Wade when they brought the case to do away with Roe versus Wade. They want to do something similar to that, and eventually to be able to have the Supreme Court actually, rule that termination of parental rights is and make it something that can no longer happen. Vinny just posted the link to the Zoom. So if y'all want to
Right.
participate in that, again, it's tomorrow afternoon, and then it again next Monday at noon. Uh, at excuse me, 1 p.m. noon central. So
Okay.
parents, advocates, join that. Get on there, see the things they're saying, because some of the things that they're saying could help you with your case. It could help you help other parents with their cases. But them hearing your story, whether it's about your case or whether it's about clients that you've helped, it would be very helpful for them to be able to use this to present when they bring this case before the Supreme Court.
That's what it is the Supreme Court. But one more thing. Board of Education play a big part in this too, though. The only Board of Education. I've been running on Birmingham Board of Education for like 2 months. Y'all gotta address this issue. Let's see. There's a lot of color folks, not just black. When I mean color, I mean rainbow color. I see them all day long running
Hmm.
in Birmingham. Y'all gotta come on, y'all. Y'all so busy, you know who I am. I know who you are. So not just that's the issue. Y'all saying we lack knowledge of parenting. No, y'all lack knowledge of stealing our kids out of DCS, putting them in DCS and dying. Look at the murder rate of it. So we got more kids dying in DCS than we killed than gang burgers shooting each other in every state. Homicide of gang banging
Hmm.
is lower than for me, thanks for that many people on the street. Y'all doing more killing than gangbangers doing now. And so it's like, that's crazy. You saying that they the bad guys wearing their colors, but they ain't killing nobody. They got jobs there. They ain't trying to go to jail. But it seems like y'all killing more kids than okay, the 80s. Remember the 80s? How crazy it was in the 80s? Everybody was doing drugs and all that stuff. It seems like
Hmm.
now, the kids, they put kids in jail. The little babies on drugs because they too hyper. Are they low self esteem? No, they're missing parents. So we're going to jack them up. Okay. Let's give an example. A kid came to me and said, I don't want to take drugs anymore. I was in Vegas. Mom trying to say, they said, he said, no, why do you have drugs? I said, like, when you're with your parents, plus you ain't gonna be in the right mood like you would be with your baby. Okay, I got it.
There we
I
go,
see
Vinny.
it.
That's that chart. I mean, I know this is a little bit a little bit of tongue in cheek, going at the Democrats here. But this chart here is actually the one that I was talking about, that's talking about the people that are receiving or excuse me, that have active open social security disability cases. That red box right there is that's 200, or excuse me, 21 million people in that little red box right there. And those are people that the Social Security Administration is allegedly paying Social Security disability to. I'm sorry, but
That's
when we have 334 million people and the 394 million people are receiving Social Security, where the hell's my check? Larry, are
my,
you getting a check? I know Vinny's not. Where's our money?
I get almost I get a grand because I'm supposed to be getting 3 grand, but since I'm fighting the government, they took down my money. So but some of y'all should be getting these checks. So
Oh, wait a
when
minute,
the
wait a minute.
Biden,
Wait a minute. Hold on. You're telling me that they penalized your social security that you qualify for because you're fighting against a corrupt agency that is government pretends is theirs?
Seattle, Washington, Springfield, Washington. That's why I should be getting I should be getting three
Wow.
thousand right now. Mm. But they've been trying to beat me up for so long. I'm just starting to get back in their mix and getting my money together. Um, so it's like I'm waiting on that they at least give me 2 grand, but I just gotta work on it now. That's what I'm focusing on now. Showing them this is what
Wow.
DCFS do to you. Yeah. So like I got Lionel Fletcher, Christopher Wallace, um, Don. I got Marissa McGee. I got Brittany West Bernhardt, Amy and Brian Priester, Jackie Pleasant, and Prosecution Allen. These are all people, Holyfield, Manny. These are all police department statistics. He's a prosecution attorney down there at Shakespeare County here in RJC Bill. These are people who need to be held accountable for their actions. So I can show the proof, and I got witnesses. I'm just waiting for the hearing. I'm just waiting for Congress and you guys to come back with me, or the appeal Ninth Circuit Court and the appeal court come back with me and start giving me if they can really open up the case. That's what I'm waiting for, really. These are all people signed off on paperwork and stuff. They hide stuff. They want your children, and this dollar is money, and we have to really attack this system. But like they said, the first daughter who was victimized and children in the women's society or the golf society, so no girl Mary Ellis Wilson, she was still abused by foster parents. Right, that's the first case of ever open up. And now, ever since then, they've been abused ever since then, and nothing came correct. I have to take it seriously. And look at most parents do need parenting classes. Don't get me wrong. Most parents do not take parents, not take their kids. End up dead, falling off from the limit fall. These are tragic stuff. What they bought the system in for, but now they know it's a money laundering game now. Really take good parents and take the kids out now and say, okay, you a bad parent. But what makes you a bad parent? I go and do heart surgery, but I'm a bad parent. You're not home enough. Your wife dropped the baby, had a bruise on her, so now we're doing practice. But because you're a heart surgery doctor, you still got to do practice. I'm your boss. I control you. You got Hunter? Well, I got to do that. So, well, figure out. You got to go take a UA.
Yep.
And you got to go to the penalty car. And by no way, I don't like the attitude. Um, it's kind of seem like, this mood disorder screen. Are you on medication?
Larry,
Uh,
so
yeah,
last week you had because you had some issues with your phone. You didn't get to participate in the last few minutes of the show. So one of the things that I do with the last few minutes of the show
Okay.
is things that is very close to heart is parental suicide. As you know, my best friend killed himself in October of 23 after Child Protective
I
Services took
follow
his children. We've had a lot of this. And so one of the things that I like to talk about at the end of the show is what I do and what my guests do um, to keep themselves sane so that they don't end up being another one of these statistics. So can you tell our audience what you do to keep yourself from putting that gun to your head or taking that bottle of pills, yourself going so that you are able to be there for your children one day to tell them the truth of what happened?
How do I not commit suicide? So my children taken away. I put that gun in my head. I take the to Bible. Well, first of all, God is my maker. Everything go to Him. Second, I got MS, martyrdom, leukemia, uh, pancreas cancer, St. Luke's in the hospital. I'm on the board. I go to Emily Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. I have traveled every state to tell them about my case. Um, I fight every day. I'm not a quitter. I know it's hard sometimes just waking up. Sometimes I'm not in the best of mood, but I'm not gonna let that get in the way. Like I said, I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now. It's beautiful here, but it's not quite beautiful because I don't got my dollars to get to me. Absolutely. Um, I keep myself busy by going to the gym. Um, I socialize. I barely go out because I'm fighting the system. We're putting ourselves at a high risk as people coming after us by DCSF. That's so they do send people after. So, but on top of that, I just give it to God. Um, I stay active. I'm always traveling. Um, I'm always doing new things. I don't stay in a rut because it'll take me a second. I don't know if I have to help somebody out or just use quick wisdom and say, okay, don't do that. Do get this together. Um, I talk to a lot of people who've been through this, and I just give it to God. God is the most strength person out of all. And I just say, God, give me the blessing, let me move on for the day. I miss my daughters. And you say, long I stay 100% with you, you would give me what I asked for. I don't want some idle things like all these positive pictures of God. That's where it's an idol. One of above will see you through everything. He never put you through nothing once you can't handle. More longer you believe in Him. So on top of that, you just gotta stay active, stay in the law, meet people, study law in your state, so in every state, because you don't know what state where you be at. Might say, okay, I can help you. District attorney, assistant of the general attorney can say, yeah, I can help you because just moving in my state. Sometimes moving is good. Oh, you got it for the right reason. So, um, I met Pastor Duncan at the Baptist in Georgia, man's ministry. I met a brother today named John, Christian Fellowship, somewhere down up in Hopkins, somewhere on the east side. So it's about staying focused, staying prepared, keeping your mind, healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy mind is healthy body. Eat right. So you got to see your kids taking away your life. And I see your kids are not just to find the means of doing the right thing, of being there for your kids when you know you're going to get them back. You just got to keep fighting. I know it's hard sometimes just to get about things. You open up that door, but all these kids for these children, and these kids are stolen children from you. But you still got to keep fighting. Like, don't give up. That's what they want you to do. Give up. Don't give up. Pray to God.
That's right. You're right.
That's why
You're right,
I
Larry.
talk to a lot.
Well, thank you very much for coming
You might
back on the show tonight, Larry. I think we got a little bit of a delay here. I mean to talk over you. But thank you for coming back on the show tonight. I appreciate you being here and you're welcome back anytime. Maybe we can have you on as just one of our guest hosts or something with one of the other shows. We got a couple of shows that happen later in the evening that we generally get a group of us on. Maybe you can jump on with that sometime. But I appreciate you being here. Keep in touch with me, and let's keep fighting and let's get that Selma thing got.
Love you too. You take care.
Thanks,
God bless
Larry.
you.
Have a good evening.
Stay strong.
You too.
Yeah. Have
Yes,
a
you
good
too,
one.
Larry.
Bye bye.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.
Later.
Larry. Bye, Larry. So, guys, Larry said it. One of the things that he does is he gives it to God, and if you're religious, that's really big. Um, whether it's God or Buddha or Muhammad or whomever your religion says for you to praise, give it to him, give it to them, give them the ability to help you get through it. Find something that can keep your mind off of thinking about all the negative that has resulted from your children being removed. I tell everybody one of the things that I do is the warming station is I take them food once a week. I'll make a big meal for the people there. It's usually about 20 people that they ask for a meal for, so I'll do that once a week. I've actually also recently started going to celebrate. Celebrate recovery is not about drug addicts and alcoholics, what have you. It's hurts, hangups, and habits. And I participated with Celebrate Recovery several years back, and I've started doing Celebrate Recovery again. There's so many parents who participate with Celebrate Recovery for reasonablism or domestic violence, what have you. And they're terrified that Child Protective Services are going to come take their kids, or they have taken their kids, and they don't have anybody who understands what it's like to be in their shoes. Because others are there about, let's talk about, the struggle to not drink or not, smoke crack, but they don't understand what it's like to have somebody falsely accuse them of um, being a bad parent. And so I found that it helps to participate in that. The other thing is I'm very big into herbal medicine. I don't necessarily mean marijuana, although marijuana, if it works for you, more power to you. For me, and particularly when I'm talking about herbal medicine, I'm talking about like a holistic perspective. One of the things that for me has been a lifesaver. Actually, after Chris passed away, I was a complete basket case. My psychiatrist thought he was going to have to admit me to a psychiatric facility for a short period of time because of the PTSD I suffered after having to call the police when Chris killed himself, having to tell his parents, having to identify him to the coroner, and cleaning up the mess that was left. It was very, very, very traumatizing. But the one thing that kept me sane, and honestly, before Chris, even with all of my holistic studying and trying to use holistic medication, I'd never heard of this product, and it actually it it fell into my lap. I mean, it was God. But this is what I use. You don't necessarily have to use this brand. This actually, it's what saved my life. Had I not found that, I don't think that I would be here right now. After everything with my children, after watching Chris, knowing what happened to him, knowing that it's because of the Talladega County Sheriff's Department and Sheriff's Deputy Crow Protective Services and the judge in Talladega, knowing that they are murderers, that Christopher Buchanan of Talladega County, Alabama, is dead because of these people. and his 5 beautiful little girls have no parents because of these people. I- My children, Hunter, Matthew, Kirkley, Parker, Addison Kirkley of Trustville, Alabama, don't have their mother because of CPS. This is what saves me. This is what keeps me from taking that step that I don't want to take. Um, guys, if you feel like that's the step that you're going to take, if you feel like there's no other choice for you, call me. Call Vinny, call Darren, call Spanny. We want to be able to help you be the one to tell your children the truth of what happened. We don't want to tell your children for you. We want to stand there with you. We want to hold your hand and we want to hug you and be the ones to stand shoulder to shoulder with you when you're explaining to your children the truth of what happened. We don't want to be the ones to tell them. We do not want to have to give your children the news that Child Protective Services won. That's not something we ever want to be able to do. We want you to be able to tell them that you won, that we defeated them. And the only way that that's going to happen is if you stay on this planet. So do whatever you need to do. Uh, you know, find a support group or volunteer somewhere, get a third job, whatever you have to do. Use GABA, use marijuana if it's legal in your state. Whatever you need to do, do it. Just please don't give up. Don't give up. Your kids need you and we need you. With that being said, thank you for watching tonight. You have watched Turn the Page with Kim Page. Have a good evening, guys.
Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division is what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks, paid for by the souls of the children, diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just the mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.